Wednesday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and again joined by Ian Lenton. And Ian, it's a shame that the races were called off on Saturday, but we've got 9 races at Belmont Park this week and of course the listed Idyllic Prince Stakes over the 1300 metres.
Yeah, almost best of both worlds. We get the feature from that meeting. We also get a robust card with 9 races to look forward to, and there's some good horses going around, so it'd be very interesting to see your views on that.
I'm really excited about race number 1. It is over the 1,000 metres. It's the Perth Racing Twitter handicap, and of course that is at Perth Racing if you do want to follow us on Twitter. But there's plenty of speed in this race, so with the likes of Park Lane and Polly Rio, and then the class in the middle of Tudor Bolt, Kenosha, and also Roman Fighter.
Yeah, this is going to be a cracking race, but I don't know about you, but I just think it's a 3-horse race, and with those 3 horses, I found it incredibly hard to split. Tudor Bolt's returning. Roman Fighter, well, it could do anything on its day, and Kenosha was super last start.
I agree with you. I think it's a 3-horse race as well. And Kenosha is the replay that we're going to look at. A dominant victory. First up, let's take a look at that win now.
Flyer setting sail for the judge, leads at the top of the running. 2 lengths, Bailey's fine. Now Kenosha starting to really get busy on the inside, and down the outside comes the favourite with a run. Ruby Can Run at the 200. Ruby Can Run, Kenosha. Kenosha the leader though, nearing the 100. Ruby Can Run trying to gun her down, but Kenosha's going better than Ruby Can Run. Further back, Rio Fly, but Kenosha with a great return. Kenosha 2 lengths to Ruby Can Run.
Yeah, I think Kenosha's turned the corner. That was brilliant. A really impressive performance. Look, it has done that before first up. I still believe it can take that run on into second up, but the speed map that I've got Kenosha may be caught 3 wide, but I think if it gets over, it'll be hard to beat.
The most impressive thing for me was that she carried the 58 kilos as well. Drops to the 57.5. That was the only question mark I had going into that last start, and she answered that really well.
Yeah, and Ruby Can Run was well supported its next start and has great form lines through it, and Kenosha made it look second rate, beating it by 2 lengths. The time was excellent on the day.
You mentioned Tudor Bolt for Ross Price, so Paul Harvey to ride. This horse has beaten Mad Ass, so the form lines are certainly there. The trial was good as well.
Yeah.
It is going to be very hard to beat on its day.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, that Mad Assa run speaks for itself. Carried more weight than Mad Assa on that day. It's the same weight it's carrying here, so really no concerns there. And Pike has ridden Roman Fighter before and did ride in the trial, which was super, and he has gone with Tudor Bolt, so maybe an indication there.
And the final one, that Roman Fighter, you mentioned, you thought at the horse at the race in between 3. Peter Hall to ride from Barrier 2. Of course, this horse had its problems last campaign, missing the kick. Flew home later in those stages. Was only beaten just by Secret Nova as well, which would be pretty hard to beat in a field like this as well. And I like the recent trial.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Roman Fighter in that last performance, it was a fantastic performance. It missed the kick by a long way, and that finish, there was no doubt in my mind it should have beaten Secret Nova that day had it jumped cleanly. But it still has to get rid of those cobwebs. I presume that has been ironed out, but the recent trial was excellent as well.
Well, let's take a look at selections then for race number 1. I'm going to be tipping at number 7, Roman Fighter, from number 6, Kenosha, number 5, Tudor Bolt, and number 3, Polly Rio.
I'm 5, Tudor Bolt on top from number 7, Roman Fighter, 6, Kenosha, from number 2, High Limit.
Race number 2 at Belmont Park. It is Perth race number 3 for our Singapore viewers. It's the Amelia Park handicap over the 1,200 metres. And again, Ian, I'm looking forward to seeing a few runners. Head of the Painter dropping back to the 1,200 is an interesting move. Shaitana, we know what we're going to see there. And then also Barracky Beats and Kapanda, which have been impressive in recent runs.
Yeah, it is fairly open at the top end, but I really like one in this race. I'll get to that. The one held of the Painter, though, interesting decision dropping back to the 1,200 metres, but statistically looks like the right move. And Shaitana Barracky Beats hitting the line together the other day. It was a super performance by both of those horses.
Well, 2 starts ago, Barracky Beats did go back and really struggled. And Jim Taylor said, we'll be going forward from now on. They did that last start and they were able to get the victory. Let's take a look at that replay now.
Middle on the outside is All Too Much, followed then at the head of the others to Jersey World Trader. 300 to go. Barracky Beats had shifted ground and leads Shaitana, who's driving up now, about to get on equal terms, but Barracky Beats is fighting on like a bulldog. Barracky Beats, Shaitana, then Chili Reception winding up on the outside. Barracky Beats, Shaitana keeps coming. Barracky Beats, Shaitana. Gee, it's a good win, Barracky Beats.
Yeah, great tough on-speed performance there by Barracky Beats and should be suited again. I think dropping back to the 1,200 metres, it is capable of doing that now, but both wins have been at the 1,300 metres. But I think it's in a great vein of form at the moment. It'll be hard to get past.
Number 7, Kapanda, has certainly hurt punters in recent times. It hasn't won for 287 days, but again, it looks one of the major threats in this race.
Yeah, this is the one I really like. I think this is its run, Kapanda. I think it has that class edge, and I think it's defined as well. Nice inside barrier, just needs to position it up close to the speed. I'm really liking Kapanda here, Adam.
What about number 2, Shaitana? He went very close last start. Simon Miller trained. Aaron Mitchell to ride, so just the 57 kilos from barrier 3.
Yeah, Aaron Mitchell looking to break through in WA, or since he's returned, and I think this is an ideal ride to do it alongside Barrackey Beats, and really with that weight you'd think it would have the edge on Barrackey Beats, so Shaitana just ahead of that other one.
Well, let's take a look at selections then for race number 2. I'm going to be tipping number 2 Shaitana, from number 7 Kapanda, number 1 Held of the Painter, and number 6 Barrackey Beats.
I'm 7 Kapanda, from 2 Shaitana, number 6 Barrackey Beats, and number 9 Rancho Man.
Race number 3 at Belmont Park. It is Perth race number 5 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,200 metres, and again, looking forward to a few of these horses going head to head, and especially speaking of Conceited and Joyful Hope.
Yeah, Conceited was an excellent performance last start. Really broke through and demolished a decent field on the day, winning by 3 lengths. Then, of course, Joyful Hope, well, look, nothing suited being on speed the other day, and it was exposed in that difficult condition and did a very good job to finish where it did.
I know, I have no doubt that the animal is exceptional, but Sean O'Donnell Factory jumped on Conceited. He managed to get the job done, as we've seen so many times. Let's take a look at that victory now, winning by 3 lengths.
Who's Harry whipped them all in at the top of the running. 350 left to go. Sakura quickly headed by Tennyson. Here comes Paddy's Flat down the outside, and Conceited sticking on near the middle. No Ticket for You getting a run as well, but it's Conceited who burst through, nearing the 100 to go to the lead from Paddy's Flat. They beat off Tennyson. It's Conceited drawing clear, and Conceited much too good for them in the last of the day. Run away, Conceited by 2.
Yeah, brilliant performance. As we mentioned, Conceited really broke through there, and I think that's a coming-of-age performance by that galloper. Has drawn a bit awkwardly here and up to a career record weight, which is why I have to give the nod to the 8 Joyful Hope, Adam.
Does love the soft tracker, which will be interesting to see how it handles that again. Joyful Hope, you mentioned it, just wasn't a leader's day last start. Had to do a lot of work, but I was really impressed how it held on over the final stage. I think it'll be very hard to beat in this race.
Yeah, well, first and third in running in that race, finished last and second last. And I think that says it all about Joyful Hope. I thought it was the best bet of the day on that occasion, but conditions did not suit. Planet Claire came from a long way back. I think Joyful Hope, I think this is a good thing. I think this will win this race.
Al Malaya was a very impressive run at Northern, was able to attack the line strongly and win over the 1,000 metres. For me, the step up to 1,200 is ideal.
Yeah, in hindsight, looking, the form lines are strong as well. Its first up run was alongside and I think ahead of Pirate's Fortune. Good barrier here, but the blinkers did go on last start, so maybe a little bit of that edge will come off here.
If there was one that I was thinking would improve and needs to improve, it is number 4, You Know the Drill. The blinkers go on here for trainer Adam Durant. Clint Johnson Porter to ride, so just the 55.5 kilos, and she's much better than she's shown us in recent runs.
Yeah, pulls me in every start. You Know the Drill, and I'm about ready to give up on it. But I may be thinking that it's not as good as I've thought it was. But the blinkers going on here, this is the first time for this galloper. If it's going to change its recent form, this will be the catalyst.
Well, let's take a look at selections then for race number 3. I'm going to be tipping at number 8, Joyful Hope, from number 2, Conceited, number 6, Al Malayo, and number 4, You Know the Drill.
Exact same form, the exact same order as you, Adam. I'm 8, Joyful Hope on top, from 2, Conceited, number 6, Al Malayo, and number 4, You Know the Drill.
Race number 4 at Belmont Park. It is Perth race number 7 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,000 metres, the West Speed handicap for the 3-year-olds, and some impressive winners last start in this field.
Yeah, we have one form line producing Military Rock and a lot of horses that were either luckless or good performances in that race. And of course, the 6 Le Patron. How good was this effort on debut? To do it 3 and 4 wide without cover, to win that race against a pretty talented bunch and do it by a length and a half was an excellent performance.
Well, that is the replay that we're going to take a look at now. As you mentioned, ran on strongly. Let's take a look at that win.
Turn at the 350. Castle Queen leads the way from Let's Go Macca. A length and a half away is Le Patron coming down the middle with Intercity Disco. Right behind them, Viking Forest. War in Paris is getting a run through near the inside. Le Patron at the 150. It hit the lead from Castle Queen. War in Paris, and Time Stream's getting home strongly, but Le Patron's clear close to home from on the inside. War in Paris, and Le Patron wins.
Although that time was slow on the day, it was just how Le Patron did it on debut, and we see so many horses develop first to second up, and this is a horse that fits that category. And the concern is, drew barrier 10 last start, it's drawn barrier 12, so it comes into 11, but still awkward.
I'm expecting a lot of improvement. You mentioned that first up to second up step, and trainer Ben Pearce said after the race as well that she was meant to trial, so this actually ended up being her trial. They elected to go the races just because of the back straight at Lark Hill, so I'm expecting massive improvement here from Le Patron, which certainly is an ominous warning for others. What about number 3, Rhino Buster? It was $3.30 last start when it was beaten by Military Rock. For me, just needed the run.
I agree, and it was taken on by Dusha Zazitsky last start, was assaulted on speed, and basically I thought it was a brave effort in the end, only to go down by just under the 2 lengths. Look, I am tipping this on top, but only because I'm hoping the 6, Le Patron, maybe gets caught up in a bit of traffic at the back of the field, because I really want to have something on the 3 Rhino Buster.
There's 2 horses in this field that we can look at for prior runs as well in 2-year-olds, and Idyllic Queen and Esperanza are those. Which one do you prefer in this race?
I was a huge wrap of the 8 Esperanza, but didn't really honour my faith. I thought the recent trial was good, worked very hard. I'm just not too sure with this Galapazat, so edged just with the 5 Idyllic Queen. It's the half to Idyllic Prince, and that's the feature race of the day, so maybe an omen there.
And what about number 1, Military Rock? Obviously a winner last start. Goes up in weights, but it was still pretty green in that run as well.
Yeah, it was. It goes up the 2 kilograms to 59 kilograms. The blinkers went on last start, and it was the only horse that had raced against those opposition there. I don't like it.
Let's take a look at selections then. For race number 4, I'm going to be tipping number 6, Lepatron, from number 8, Esperanza, number 3, Rhino Buster, and number 5, Idyllic Queen.
Number 3, Rhino Buster from 6, Lepatron, number 5, Idyllic Queen, number 8, Esperanza.
Race number 5 at Belmont Park, it is Perth. Race number 9 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,650 metres. And again, an intriguing race here. Nancy G had those conditions that didn't suit last start. She Rules all showed how honest she was. And then you've got Neville Parnham, who's got a few hands to play in this race as well.
Found this probably one of the hardest races of the day. In the end, I had to work with a handicapping system because I couldn't split them all. The last one of those, for She Rules All, was super on speed. Now, she's carrying a career record weight into this race, and a few others have picked up a healthy weight swing, but just the way she did was excellent.
As you said, it was a really impressive win. A really good ride by Jordan Turner as well. Let's take a look at that victory now.
All straightening for home for Turner from Believe You Can, and then Jura Sun in the turquoise colours coming down the middle. Nana King and Accretive have cut back to the inside. Carrillo's under pressure. Greystat struggling. So's Lady by Chance. She Rules All. The leader still past the 200. Believe You Can won't go away. Jura Sun now starts to really put in on the outside. Believe You Can. She Rules All. Stride by stride. She Rules All. Believe You Can. She Rules All.
Yeah, great performance once again on speed by She Rules All. Now my concern is with this weight now up to the 57.5, hasn't placed above 55.5 kilograms, and we have Lady by Chance as well as Jurasun picking up 3.5 kilograms and 4.5 kilograms for Lady by Chance.
I'm with you. It's a massive concern for me as well. I think we've seen some of these universal ruler fillies really struggle with the weight, and Faux Shizzle is one as well that needs the handicap, and I think She Rules All might be in that same basket. So the 57.5, although William Pike is the best, I think the weight might just be too much for her in this race. Nancy G, last start, as we mentioned, conditions didn't suit. It was an honest performance, so only losing by under a length.
Yeah, once again, it falls into the same category almost as Joyful Hope earlier in the day. Just an excellent effort on speed to hold on. Jetting to London was a great winner, and the time on the day was good for the conditions, so I think Nancy G will be hard to beat.
Number 8, Petite Mon, was big first up over the 1,600 metres. Clint Johnson Porter to ride, so just the 52 kilos from barrier 1. She'll get a dream run throughout.
I just love the weight here, 52 kilograms. Petite Mon carried 50 kilograms once and beat Toned and Mantango. And last start behind Purist, a race that rated really well on the day, has produced these horses: GPS, Headlander Boy, My Fascination and Six Legion. Now they all didn't win, but they all put in great performance. So I'm just banking on Petite Mon to get this done with a low weight.
Well, let's take a look at selections then for race number 5. I'm going to be tipping number 7, Nancy G. From number 5, Gondig, number 6, Jurasun, and number 1, Futurism. So Neville Parnham's play a big part in this race.
I'm 8, Petite Mon from 7, Nancy G, number 1, Futurism, and the 2, Midnight Shimmer for a bit of that.